They all have competency hearings, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, good morning, sir. Cover your face. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Lee Williams.
Mr. Williams, you're here in case 2021 MM 725 from Seminole County. The judge in Seminole County issued a warrant for a failure to appear, setting your bond amount of $200. We're going to give you the public defender to represent you until you get you to Seminole County. Otherwise, you can bond out on that case.
Can I bond out from here?
Yeah,
Yep.
it was 2,000.
$2,000? I'm sorry, $2,000 from Seminole County.
That's what I'm saying. Can I bond out from,
You should be able to post bond from here unless you have some other kind of holds. They're going to keep you here at the jail.
okay. So I won't have to transfer to, I won't have to go to Seminole County, right?
No, you should not have to. You're going to, I mean, eventually you got to go to Seminole County. You don't, if you miss another court date, then they might not give you a bond the next
I
time.
can bond out from here and then,
Are you taking no action on his?
Yeah, you can go, you can bond out on here, and I'm not taking any action on his cases because I can't. All right, cover your face. Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? All right, can you step a little closer to the microphone? Say your name one more time.
Bertram Evans.
Mr. Evans, you're here in case 2021 MO 1051 AO on charge of disorderly conduct. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I believe the city of Orlando is offering you a withhold of adjudication of guilt and court costs if you want to resolve your case today. Is that something you're interested in doing?
Yeah, I don't even know why the officer brought me in because I just walked across the street. The guys was going through some bags, and he said, "Hey, hands behind your back." I said, "Man, you just seen me walk up here to see what the commotion was. Everybody was going through some bags, and he said, "Well, you got to go downtown."
Okay.
I say, "For what?" He say, "Because you ain't listening to me." I said, "What you mean?" He say, "I asked you to leave the stuff alone and leave." I say, "That's what I was trying to do."
All right, sir. Questions are, do you want to resolve your case with the city or do you want to set your case for trial? Because that's,
No, I wanted to resolve this.
all right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn
4
in?
days.
All
Sir?
right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, put your hand down. Sir, you're here in case 2021 MO 1051 AO on charge of disorderly conduct. I did review the charging, that's a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable with 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
The maximum penalties.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say, I never did anything
All right,
for him to even must arrest me when he pulled up.
I understand. All right, so Mr. Evans, this is how this works. In a criminal case, you have options, okay? You have an option to take your case to trial if you feel like you were wrongfully arrested and this case is bogus and you don't want to get your case in front of a jury or a judge and have a trial. You can resolve your case short of trial, do a plea of guilty or no contest. Guilty saying I did it, no contest saying I don't really agree with the facts, but I want to resolve my case. So those are your options if you want to do that in this case.
I like to say no contest.
All right? You understand by airing a plea of no contest, you can waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you. Like your right to the trial that we just talked about. You have a right to an attorney. You understand those things?
Yeah.
Okay, all right? You understand you have the right to challenge the state's evidence and call witnesses on your behalf.
I didn't hear you say that.
You have the right to challenge the state's evidence and call witnesses on your behalf. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health condition? Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health condition?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
Do you understand by entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation? Do you understand if you're not a United States citizen, entering of this plea could subject you to deportation? I had an opportunity to review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to withhold adjudication of guilt. You be credited for the 3 or 4 days?
3 days.
3 days that you spent in Orange County Jail with 3 days credit time served. Court costs in this case of $223. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir. Yes, sir, unless you got something else holding you. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Cedric Anderson.
All right, Mr. Anderson, you're here in case 2021 CF 12319 AO on charge of battery felony battery. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $500. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You're going to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement if you have a shared residence to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the no stipulations on the no contact order?
No, sir.
All right, you have a great day, sir. Can you tell me your name, please?
Tanika King.
All right, Burns. All right, this is Mr. Burns is supposed to be hearing cases 2021 CF 12297 AO as well as 2020 CT 973 AE. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent him in both cases if not already appointed. All right, as to Mr. Burns' felony case in count 1, the court is going to set bond in the amount of $1,000. Did find probable cause in that case, going to set bond amount of $2,000. Count 2, $500. Condition on his bond: no contact with the victim. He needs to maintain a separate residence from the victim. Give a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items he has at a shared residence. May not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms he has needs to be returned with law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. Did I do that for Mr. Anderson? Okay. And as to his 2020 CT 973 AE case, the bond in that failure to appear warrant is $500. It's going to remain as set. All right. I'm sorry. Good morning, ma'am. Tell me your name one more time.
Tanika King.
Ms. King, you're here in case 2021 CF 12318 AO on charge of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
My name is Anthony Gerard King, K-I-N-G.
All right. And can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Well, sir, can you tell me how you know Miss King?
That's my wife. I had, me and her got married in St. Petersburg.
I can't, you gotta slow down. It's like, when people move slightly left to right, like the microphone doesn't pick you up. So you gotta kind of stand still right in front of the mic so you can hear exactly what you're saying. All right, so you won't have contact with your wife while this case is pending?
No, sir.
All right. Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
No, sir.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
No, sir.
State, you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. George.
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. King, going to set your bond in this case amount of $1,000. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right. Yes, sir.
I want to state some, Your Honor, because her son, they threatened me, and I'm a truck driver. I have to go out my house 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work. And she got people that got my address down there in St. Petersburg, and me, myself, I don't feel safe walking out my house that early in the morning to get in my car to go to work.
All right. Well, the no contact order covers no third-party contact, so no contact through anybody else, no contact, no contact of any form, shape, or form.
Yeah, because
So-
where I stay in the dead end zone is really ain't no light, so I can't really see nobody unless something happen. And me,
Right.
myself, I know I can't defend myself because I'm a convicted felon.
All right. All right, sir. Well, I'm just, there's only so much I can do. I'm just letting you know that no contact order does cover, is really broad. So any form of contact, any social media posts, billboards, carrier pigeon, anything, any kind of form of contact through somebody else, anything covers that no contact order. All
Okay.
right. All right, everybody have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Morning, Kinsley Pierre.
Mr. Pierre, you're here in case 2021 CF 12323 AO on charges of burglary with assault battery therein, tampering with a witness to hinder communication of law enforcement, and stalking. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Monique Johnson, JOHNSON.
Can you raise your right hand this morning? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
I can put your hand down, ma'am. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Pierre?
We used to date.
All right. And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
No.
Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
Yes.
When was the most recent one prior to this case?
Maybe about a week ago.
I can't slow down and say it again.
About a week ago.
All right. And did drugs and alcohol play a role in this incident?
Yes, alcohol.
Say, do you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. George? All right, Mr. Pierre, and say what you asked me to do is to count one.
Burglary with an assault or battery therein, burglary of a dwelling, is punishable by life. I would ask defendant be held no bond.
And Ms. George?
Yeah, we would, verbally have a hard hearing in this case. However, if you're willing to use your discretion, we would ask.
All right. All right, Mr. Pierre, I'm going to set your bond in count one, amount of $25,000, count two, in the amount of $150, and count three, the amount of $150. Conditioning your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to make sure you maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to order that you be subject to random drug and alcohol testing, and you're not allowed to possess or consume any drugs or alcohol while you're out on release in this case. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about the stipulations or your no contact order?
No, sir.
All right. Please abide by my orders, because otherwise you are going to be here in no bond. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. You have a great day, ma'am. Have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Guy Stanley.
Mr. Stanley, you're here in case 2021 CF 12324 AO on charge of throwing or shooting into a occupied structure or dwelling and criminal mischief. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. This prior DV case was involving the same victim?
No, Your Honor. Shantina Burns.
All right. All right, Mr. Guy, I'm going to set your bond at count 1 in an amount of $2,500, count 2, $100. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You not return to the scene, the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Yes, sir. My name is Jared Stanton.
Mr. Staton, you're here in case 2021 CF 12296 AO on charge of aggravated battery on a pregnant person, domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in an amount of $2,000. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order, sir?
No, sir. I had no questions.
All right, you have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Everly Williams, sir.
Mr. Williams, you're here in case 2021 CF 12320 AO on charge of battery, domestic violence by strangulation. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, ma'am. Cover your face, please. Cover your face, please. Okay. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Leatrice Chambers, Chambers.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
You put your hand down. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Williams?
his wife.
And do you want to have contact with Mr. Williams while this case is pending?
No,
Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
yes,
When was the most recent one prior to this case?
2 weeks,
And did drugs and alcohol play a role in this incident?
definitely.
All right. And State, do you have any questions for the witness?
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. George.
No question, Your Honor.
Mr. Williams is going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $10,000. Condition of your bond will be subject to pretrial release supervision. You to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing through pretrial release in this case. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order, sir? I can't hear you.
Can't hear you. Say it again.
Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order? All right. Have a great day, sir.
Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
can I have a minute? Is it possible that he cannot turn, his name is in everything at the house, at the residence, and he will go as far as having me put out some kind of way by making phone calls or turning off the power, anything that's in his name, I'm sure he will go out his way to, have me make trouble for me. So if it any way that you could just tell him not only not to have no contact, but just leave everything as it is,
Well,
because I don't have anywhere else to go.
all right. Well, I can't really order him to do that in that sense. I understand what you're saying is that he's going to use whatever he has to harass you. But And you're going to have to speak to an attorney about, your options as to relates to your relationship with Mr. Williams if you want to continue it or not.
Okay.
And what things need to happen to make sure that, that goes as equitably as possible.
Okay.
All right, you have a great day, man.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Victor Andino, sir.
Mr. Andino, you're here in case 2021 MM 6433 AO on charge of battery, domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. And Ms. Davis, he doesn't qualify?
Yeah, he can qualify.
All right. Mr. Andino, going to set your bond in this case amount $250. Is going to cover pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You're to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Casando in case 2021 MM 6433 AO.
I'll wait the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to set his bond in this case. Ms. Davis, based on what you see, would he qualify if he was interviewed?
He wasn't interviewed.
Would not?
He was not.
No, if he was interviewed, there's anything on there beside, like criminal history wise, we wouldn't qualify for?
Yeah, you can qualify him.
All right. I want to set bond at $250 with pretrial release in this case. Condition of the bond that he have no contact with the victim in this case, that he maintain a separate residence from the victim, give a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items he have at that location. He may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms he has need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. That's case 2021 MM 6453 AO. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent Mr. Figueroa, I'm sorry. Sorry, Miss Figueroa, apologize. All right, I'm going to release her on mental health pretrial release in this case. If she doesn't qualify for mental health pretrial release, I'll set her bond amount of $500. Condition of the bond, no contact with the victim. Maintain a separate residence from the victim. One-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items she has. No weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms she has needs to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of her release. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Hailey Medina Muñiz.
Ma'am, we're here in case 2021 MM 6440 AO on charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Joseph, O-J-E-D-A.
All right. And can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right. You put your hand down. Can you tell me how you know Ms. Medina Muniz? Correct.
I have a question. Do you think that can I have a translator?
Yep. Give me 1 second.
Thank you.
All right, here we go.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jaime Sotomayor, certified federal interpreter, already sworn.
Good morning, Mr. Interpreter. I am here at the BRC. I have a victim that needs your assistance. We're going to start from the beginning to make sure he understands what I'm asking him. Can you ask him to tell me his name and spell his last name?
Sí, por favor, dígame su nombre, testigo, y deletreando el apellido.
Joseph Ojeda.
Joseph Ojeda, Ojeda.
And can you ask him to raise his right hand again and be sworn in?
Muy bien, por favor, levante la mano para el juramento.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
¿Usted jura solemnemente o afirma que el testimonio que va a dar en este caso será la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad con la ayuda de Dios?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
All right. Can you tell me how you know Ms. Medina Muez?
¿Me puede decir cómo conoce usted a la señora?
Una vez más, por favor.
I'm sorry?
Una vez más. No lo escuché muy bien.
Am I saying that wrong?
Can you ask
Could
me
you
one more
repeat
time?
that? I couldn't hear you.
Can you tell me how you know the defendant?
¿Me puede decir cómo conoce usted a la acusada?
Mi novia.
She's my girlfriend.
All right. And do you want to have contact with her while this case is pending?
¿Usted quiere tener contacto con ella mientras el caso está pendiente?
Sí.
Yes.
Has there been any previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
¿Ha habido algún incidente anterior de violencia doméstica entre ustedes en el pasado?
Nunca.
Never.
Did drugs and alcohol play a role in this incident?
En este incidente, ¿estuvieron envueltos alguna droga o alcohol?
No.
No.
All right, State, do you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. George?
No, Your Honor. However, I would ask for a non-hostile contact order.
Okay.
Given the confession and the lack of history.
All right, Ms. Medina Muez, I want to set your bond in this case at about $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. Condition of your bond, your pretrial release in this case is you have no hostile contact with the victim in this case. No hostile contact means this. You're allowed to have disagreements with your boyfriend. You can be upset with him that he left the toilet seat up, not treating you in the way that you want to be treated, or anything else that causes conflict in a relationship. However, those disagreements cannot turn violent. They cannot become threatening. There can be no abusive language used. Because no matter whether he calls law enforcement or somebody that sees or hears you all arguing calls law enforcement, you will be arrested. You're spending the remaining of your time here with me at the Orange County Jail in no bond status, violating my orders. You understand that?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Yes.
You also may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You understand?
Yes.
We want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Yes,
I have a
sir.
question. Can I do it in Spanish?
I can say it again.
Can I ask something in Spanish?
Yes.
Sí, tengo una pregunta. ¿Ella se verá afectada por carta de buena conducta o algo parecido?
Perdóname.
¿Ella se verá afectada por carta de la carta de buena conducta o algo parecido?
Will she be affected in getting any of good conduct certificate or something to that effect?
Well, she's going to get my court orders telling her what she's supposed to be doing, and then she needs to make sure she shows up at her future court dates, if there are any.
Bueno, ella va a recibir un documento con las cosas que se supone que ella esté haciendo mientras esté en libertad y tiene que cumplir con todas las órdenes del tribunal y presentarse a todas las citas en el tribunal.
Okay, thank you.
All right, everybody have a great day.
Your Honor, I need the name of the defendant and the number.
I apologize. That is case 2021 MM 6440 AO, and what's it? Janelle Medina Muez, Medina, second last name Muniz.
Thank you, sir. Is that all for the interpreter?
Yeah, that's it. Have a great day.
You too.
Morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Benjamin Morales.
Mr. Morales, you're here in case 2021 MM 6448 AO on charge of violation of a domestic violence injunction. They reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. 1 second. I'm gonna set your bond in this case in an amount of $25,000. Condition of your bond is that you comply with the injunction 2021 DR 103350, and you have no contact with the victim in this case. You're not allowed to possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order?
Yes. I got a son that's with my mother. I'm a single father.
I can't hear you.
I'm a single father.
Okay,
My mother got my son right now,
okay.
but I'm the one that got sole custody, and it's $25,000. I won't be able to get out because I got
Well,
to take care of him.
there's an injunction between you and your mother. It says you're not allowed to have contact with her, not allowed to be within 500 feet of her residence, not allowed to have any contact with her. The alleged allegations in this case that you showed up at the residence, at her house, caught on video at her house, and in violation of that court order. So my order as well is for an injunction that you received from the court says you don't have no contact with her. No contact, no contact, all right? If you have an issue, you need to take that up to the judge that's in charge of your case, whether your child support case or your custody case, and to resolve that situation. All right?
When I look at the back of the, if you look at the back of the first appearance sheets that we get, it looks like he was living in the back of the mother's house in a tent. So
Allegations that he was living, his mother told the police that he was staying in some area where there's storage units, so.
right. Okay, I get it. He was living in the back of the house in a tent. I understand that he went back. It looks like, based on my reading, and I'm not sure if that's correct, he was served the injunction, and soon thereafter he went back to the house. I don't believe he has anywhere else to live, and I think he was going back because, of course, he lives there in the back of the house. I just asked that because he has his girlfriend and his son.
Well, he said his son's with mom, so son's probably in the best situation at the moment, because
Correct.
if he doesn't have a place to live and neither does he, then that means neither does he if he's living with him.
Correct, Your Honor. All I'm asking is that you consider at least decreasing the bond just a little. He's gonna have to bond out. He's gonna have to try to find somewhere to live in order to get his son back. It looks like he has 0 failures to appear. His last conviction was a driving while license suspended in 2017. And I would just argue that given it's a mother and son, I believe that if you decrease the bond just a little bit and advise him if he's brought back here, he'll be held at no bond for violating the court order. I think that would be sufficient in this case. Only because he was living in it looks like the backyard, Your Honor, in a tent.
Yeah, that wasn't, the allegations weren't that he went to the house, went to the backyard, got his stuff and left. Allegations were he was trying to have contact with his mother. He was banging on the front door, went to the back of the house, banging on the back door, trying to have contact with her. That's not the alleged allegations. The alleged allegations were that he just showed up to get his stuff and leave. I would totally agree with you. I would totally be on board. But his prior histories of domestic violence and convictions, not only just arrest,
Yes, Your Honor.
bring me great concern as to his ability to follow my orders. So, all right, so no contact.
Okay.
All right.
Still 25,000.
Yes, sir. You have a great day. Got no weapons or firearms. No, just no contact, follow the injunction, and no weapons or firearms. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Alex Reyes Santos.
Mr. Reyes Santos, you're here in case 2021 MM 6450AO on charge of battery dating violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about the stipulations or your no contact order?
I do.
All right, you have a great day, sir.
250?
Yep, the $250 bond is going to be supervised by pretrial release services. All right, have a great day, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Raynold Ross.
Mr. Ross, you're here in case 2021 MM 3367AO on charge of battery domestic violence. The judge signed your warrant in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest. We're going to set your bond in this case in amount of $1,000. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order, sir?
No, sir.
All right. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Same as mental health, Your Honor.
All right. This is case 2021 MM 6454AO. Going to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Singh.
I'll wait the appearance, Your Honor.
All right. If he were to be interviewed, do you think he would qualify, Ms. Davis? All right, well, Mr. Singh, I'm going to set his bond amount of $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. He had no contact with the victim in this case. He need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. Give a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items he has at the location. May not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have needs to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. He may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Subject to random drug and alcohol testing at his expense. I want to appoint the public defender. I appointed the public defender to represent Mr. Singh. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Robert Williams.
Mr. Williams, you're here in case 2021 MM 593AW on charge of battery dating violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. They find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case amount of $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. Give you a one-time return with law enforcement if you have anything at a shared residence to retrieve those items. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on your no contact order?
I have questions for the no contact order.
Say again?
I have questions for the no contact order.
You have questions about the order?
Yes, sir.
What questions do you have?
We live in like 300 feet away from each other, but I have no other family like that I can live with.
Well,
and we still go to the same school and we work at the same job.
All right. You may have to talk to your boss. You're in high school? You're in high school or like?
Sir,
all right.
in high school.
All right. So you got to talk to your administration. They should be able to work out your schedules where you guys are away from each other. All right. So you inform your boss, like, look, we can't work the same shifts. Inform the school. We say, hey, look, the judge told me I got to be 500 feet away from her. So you guys don't share lunches, don't share classes. You guys shouldn't technically see each other. Where do you go to school?
I go to
sir.
Okaiba High School.
Okaiba?
Oh, Ocoee.
Ocoee? That's a big high school. So y'all should figure that out. Keep you guys away from each other. So, but it's on you. Now, if you get to school, and you see her, go away. Go the other direction and take the long way around.
Your Honor, what about his residence? He states that he lives, you said 300?
350 feet, I think so.
Because he stays at home. I just asked that if we could just modify that to at least 350 feet while at home. If she's outside, he goes back inside to.
Yeah, do you guys ride this bus together or something?
No.
All right. All right, I'll modify the order just to be safe. I'll say 300 feet. So that give you some breathing
Yes, sir.
room.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, sir.
All right.
Well, I was wondering, does this last like forever?
I would say until somebody in a black robe tells you that the order is no longer in place. So unless you get an order from the court, like something from a judge, or somebody like me, you were in court and they say, they modify the conditions in some kind of way.
How would that be possible?
Well, you can talk to your attorney, the public defender. They can file a motion to modify those conditions with the victim's input. The judge probably would do that based on the fact that you don't have any other criminal history other than this case.
Never.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have any other criminal history, so the chances are high. But if she comes in and say, I don't ever want to see this guy again,
Yeah,
then there's going to be no contact until some judge tells you that that order is no longer in place.
Couldn't. Okay. Let me sign this.
Yeah, he can sign it. I'll modify it. But I don't want you to do what people fall into traps. They say I talked to somebody, they were on the phone with their friend told them this, and somebody else told them that, and their mama told them this, and then now they said I can have contact with this person, and you get pulled over in a car with this person, you're gonna go to jail.
Yeah.
She can say I love you again, make up, but until the judge tells you that y'all can have contact, no contact.
Yeah, isn't there like a someone told me she could write.
Yes, ma'am.
But it's still maintained.
Yep.
I'm sending.
Yeah, and I'll change it on that order.
For Williams?
Yeah, for Williams.
I'm getting ready to resend it now.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
James Baker.
Mr. Baker, you here from a Volusia County case 2021-22-4749 for violation of probation warrant issued out of that county. Bond is $0. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case until we get you over to Volusia County. You have a great day, sir. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Larry Darnell Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, you're here in a Highlands County case, 2000 CF 379. Judge in that case issuing a warrant for your arrest, set your bond amount of $20,000. Your bonds remain at $20,000. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you and to get you over to Highlands County, or you can bond out if you have no other cases holding you here in Orange. You have a great day, sir.
Yeah, I don't have no.
Yeah, so you can post you gotta post the bond, but then you gotta show up in Highlands County on whatever court date they give you.
Say what now, sir?
You can bond out here. Bond is $20,000. However, you better show up in Highlands County, because otherwise they're gonna issue another warrant for your arrest and you're gonna be back here. All right? So you gotta show up at your court date. Have a good day. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name? Ms. Williams, you're here in 2021 CF 500, a case out of Seminole County. Judge in Seminole County set your bond in amount of $0 on violation of probation. I'm not taking any action on your open case here in Orange County. You're going to appoint a public defender to represent you to get you over to Seminole County. You have a great day, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Edwin Dorselin.
Mr. Dorselin, you're here in two matters, 2019 CF 14531 and 2019 CF 4200. Both those for violation of probations. Judge in both cases set your bond at no bond. Your bond's gonna remain at no bond until we can get you in front of that. Judge, I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
I have a private attorney,
Oh, you're a private attorney?
Yeah.
Who's your attorney?
Leslie A. Sweets.
Ms. Sweet? All right. So I'm not going, I will not appoint a public defender to represent you, but does Ms. Sweet know you're here?
Yeah, I'm in DOC custody right now. She returned me. She got me, put a transport order for me to return here.
Okay.
I actually have court on Friday to handle this matter.
Okay, all right. Have a great day. All right. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Go, cover your face. There you go.
Wendell Hart.
Mr. Hart, you're here in case 2019 CF 6434AO for violation of probation based on armed view arrest by your probation officer. Bond is no bond. Bond is going to remain at no bond. Seems that you're a violent felony offender. Special concern, sir. You're not going to be entitled to release on this case until your violation of probation goes to hearing. We want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
George Jones.
Mr. Jones, you're here in case 2020 CF 13234AO for violation of probation. The judge signed your warrant in this case, set your bond amount at $2,000. Your bond's going to remain at $2,000. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
I don't have any money, sir. Pay for the bond.
Well, it says Judge Blackman signed this warrant, gave you grace and gave you a bond, but you're not constitutionally entitled to one. So you gotta go talk to Judge Blackman, and you're gonna see Judge Lattimore in a few days for arraignment. All right? You have a great day.
Okay, Juan Turner, mental health, Your Honor.
All right.
Hi, very sorry, Judge.
No problem.
I have more than one case today, so I'm trying to juggle.
It's understandable.
Can you see me?
Yep. You already been sworn in, I guess, then.
I have not been sworn,
Oh, you haven't
no.
been sworn in. All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm you'll translate from American Sign Language to English and English to American Sign Language to the best of your ability to help you God?
I do. Julie Balassa, nationally certified interpreter. There, that's a little better.
There we go. Is he close enough to you so you can see him?
Exactly. If he could move just a little closer, if you could move the monitor over to
Yeah, I think, well, I
to
can't
the
move the camera, so
right.
that's what, yes, closer.
Yeah, I can barely see him. He's so
Back
far
the, I think you might
away.
have to back the monitor up and then bring him closer.
Thank you. Oops, now the screen split and someone else in their office is there.
Yeah. Can you, I think you can make the.
So now he's really tiny.
All right, I think you can make him, Counsel, can you turn off your camera and make sure you're muted?
Oh, that's better. Thank you.
There you go. All right. All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Yeah, I can't see his hands, Judge. I'm so sorry. It's just a little too far away.
Is the monitor in the way or is he too far away?
Well, it's just that he's so tiny on my screen that even though I have you blown up all the way, if he could just come a little closer.
Yeah. There you go. And now you're frozen. Oh boy. I lost it. Madam Interpreter.
Oh, there you are.
All right, oh, here we go.
I think he said PILLW. PILW Pilwin.
All right. And what's your last name? Garcia Martinez?
Yes.
All right, sir, you're here on case 2021 MM 6431 AO, charged with possession of drug paraphernalia and resisting officer without violence. I reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Okay, 1 second. Sir, do you stay at 6500 Bay Alamon Lane? Bayamon Lane.
Yes.
All right. Do you receive mail there?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. Conditions of your release are you not to possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. I didn't see one for this case.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. All right, thanks, sir. Have a great day.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, Madam Attorney. I think that was my only case that I need your help with.
Terrific. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good afternoon.
Afternoon. Yeah, I saw Mr. Castorchio sign in, so he can get on his camera now, and we can try to address this case. Yeah, you can listen to this. There he is. All right.
How you doing, Judge? Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm doing good, sir. Just watching the hurricanes, and I don't mean the storm.
Terrible. All right, Jamal Brown, if I can get, and we go. That's Miss Barr out there, maybe. Counsel, you trying to get in? I know. The deputies are deputies out there in the hallway. All right. Oh, I see somebody in green coming. Oh, we gotta lock the doors to let her in. So, give me 1 second, Mr. Scorchworth.
Yeah, of course. I'll mute. Excuse me.
I'm sorry. You're stuck together. All right, there we go. All right, can I get Mr. Brown? All right, Mr. Castorchio, it seems like your client is on restrictive movement, so we couldn't bring him to the BRC. Did you want to waive his arraignment and enter denial on his behalf?
We are at this time, Judge, and then just candor to the court. This is going to resolve by plea next week, it looks like. But for housekeeping, yes, thank you.
All right, so since if you already have a plea date set, that would be great. Also set a VOP status date just to be a backup. This is for Division
50, VOP status, October 4th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 7C.
All right. All right. Have a good day, Mr. Castorchio. Good to see you.
All right, Your Honor. Take care, sir. Thank you.
You are the only participant.
All right. Let's address Mr. Burns from this morning, case 2021 CT1AO. I guess I received information during the break that case had resolved, so I'll vacate my order, revoking his bond and setting new bond. Yeah, I saw Ms. Barr come in. Is anybody else appearing virtually, or was this was just Ms. Consortio? Okay. I'll stay on for, it's not gonna hurt anything. Okay. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Pamela Torres.
Ms. Torres, you're here in case 2021 MM 2658AO on a failure to appear warrant. Judge setting your bond in that case, set your bond amount of $2,000. Making condition your bond, you had no contact with the victim in that case. I believe you're already represented by the public defender's office. Let me check and make sure.
May I say something?
One moment,
Judge?
give me 1 second, give me 1 second.
All right.
Yeah, you're already represented by the public defender's office. Now, I can't do anything to help you right now in changing that release condition. Just want to let you know that because the rules don't allow me to do that. But you can always talk to your attorney, which I suggest you do right now, instead of speaking to me, because everything you tell me is on the record. It can be used against you in a court of law. All right, have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, good morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Sorry, tell me your name. Can you tell me your name? Mr. Cordell, you're here in case 2021 MO 1061AO on 2 charges of state violation of state misdemeanors in a city ordinance case. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I believe the city of Orlando is offering you a withhold adjudication of guilt and court costs if you want to resolve your case. Is that something you want to do this afternoon?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, sir. You can put your hand down, sir. Sir, you're here in case 2021 MO 1061AO on charges of violation of those 2 state misdemeanors. I want to make sure I got it correct. I believe it's for one's possession of drug paraphernalia. And the other one was for petty theft. Both of those are second-degree misdemeanors. Both of those are punishable by 60 days in Orange County Jail and a $500 fine each. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve your case?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Do you understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation? Did it have opportunity to view your charging affidavit? Did it find a factual basis for your plea in this case? Going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to withhold adjudication of guilt, give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs in this case are $223. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Okay, so I'll be released today?
Unless you have some other hold, you should be released today. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Tim Battle.
Mr. Battle, you're here in 2 matters. The first one being 2020 MM 6857 AO for a failure to appear warrant. 1 second. Judge sign your warrant in that case, set your bond at no bond. Your bond's going to remain at no bond in that case. You were arrested in case 2021 CF 12312 AO. A charge of attempted burglary of a structure and criminal mischief. Did review the charging affidavit in that case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in count 1 in the amount of $2,500 and count 2 $100. Condition of your bond, no contact with any victims or witnesses, no return to the scene, the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in that case. You have a great day, sir. All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
John Lee Coke.
I can't hear you. Say it well, Laura.
John Lee Coke.
Ms. Coate, you're here in case 2021 MM25BA on a failure to appear warrant. The judge signing your warrant in this case set your bond in the amount of $5,000. Your bonds remain as set. Counsel, was there, it looks like she failed to appear for a plea agreement. Was that agreement still going to be upheld?
It is, Your Honor, and she's prepared to enter a plea today.
Ms. Coate, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
It's broken, but yeah.
Well, best you can. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
How you put your hand down? Okay.
Your Honor, at this time, Ms. Cock is withdrawing her previously entered plea of not guilty, entering a plea of no contest to petty theft. It's a withhold with court costs, the impulse control class within 90 days, and then there's cost of investigation of $86.25 to Apopka PD.
All right. Only thing about the 90 days, technically I only have 60 days continued jurisdiction over her. I want for the sentence to be somewhat legal.
Right, if she doesn't complete it within, it would be the 60-day time period, her license will be suspended. It's my understanding it's already suspended, but she understands that. So you have 60 days instead of 30.
Well, she's also, subject to contempt proceedings and those kind of things as well. That's why I only have 60 days to do that if you don't comply.
You can try it. I'm homeless, so.
Yeah, she's transient, Your Honor. Don't know if this.
I don't have no access to a phone or a computer, nothing like that. I'm homeless right now.
Right, she wants to be released because she's obviously got some medical issues.
Ms. Davis,
Right.
is that class, the impulse control class, a class offered here?
To get my
I'm sorry?
Impulse control, is that a class offered here?
I never heard of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
All right, hold on, 1 second. It's an 8-hour class, it's a 1-day situation. Say, is that something you want to continue offering her then, or is it?
It is, Your Honor, yes, please.
All right, I was going to change it to 60 just to make it a somewhat reasonable, legal sentence. All right, Ms. Cozy, you are here in that charge of information by that charge of petty theft. That's a second-degree misdemeanor punishable by 60 days in Orange County. 60 days in Orange County jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that? The maximum penalties for a petty theft are 60 days in Orange County jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Counsel, what plea you want to enter on behalf of your client?
No, she's entering a plea of no contest.
All right, ma'am, do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you don't waive your right to have a trial in this case?
Yes.
You understand that trial by jury, the state will have to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
You understand you're waiving your right to question the state's witnesses, challenge the state's evidence in this case?
Yes.
Or you understand you're waiving your right for to have Ms. Barr represent you at that trial? You understand you're waiving your right to remain silent as to this charge?
Not understanding.
She wants you just to slow down a little bit. He's
Okay,
going
sorry.
over the plea form with you.
Yep. So I'm going over all the rights that your attorney went over on the plea form. So we're at the point where you're saying you're waiving your right to challenge the state's evidence, question your state's witnesses, and call witnesses on your behalf.
Because you're waiving your right to have a trial because you're accepting the state's plea offer.
Yes.
We discussed.
Right? If you wanted a witness to appear and that witness did not want to come to court, I can use my subpoena power to make that witness appear. Do you understand?
I want to do my plea.
Yeah, but those are, I'm going over the rights that are on that same form you're talking about right now, all right? So we have to do is have this verbal conversation. I want to make sure that you understand what's going on, all right? You understand that you're waiving your right to remain silent? You understand you're waiving your right to appeal any errors in this case, except the court's jurisdiction over you and the sentence I'm going to impose? Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Yes.
What was that mental health illness?
I have a learning disability.
You have a learning disability? All right. Do you take any medications for that learning disability?
Huh?
Do you take any medications for that learning disability?
I'm supposed to, but I had an appointment this week.
Okay.
I got arrested yesterday. I had an appointment today to get my disability checked back
Okay.
at 2:00 today.
All right. Do you feel like that disability or
Sir?
do you know what I'm saying? Do you think that disability or condition is affecting your ability to understand what's going on to here today?
No, I understand.
All right. Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
Do you understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation?
Yes.
All right, the party stipulates on a factual basis.
So stipulate.
Yes, Your Honor.
I did have an opportunity to review the court file as well. I do find a factual basis for the entering of your plea. I accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to withhold adjudication of guilt. I'm going to give you credit for the
5 days.
5 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 5 days credit time served. Court costs in this case is a impulse control class that you can complete within 60 days of today's date. The court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $223. There's a $50 public defender lien, a $50 regional conflict counsel lien in that case. I'm going to give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You got 30 days from today's date to appeal any errors in this case, but you have to do that in writing. You understand? Gary?
Yes, sir.
All right. You have a great day, ma'am.
Did you say the cost of investigation?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear. I'm sorry, you said cost. I didn't hear your
Yes.
cost of investigation.
There's a cost of investigation, $86.25 to Apopka PD.
All right, and that was agreed to.
Yes, that's on the plea form.
Okay. All right, I'm going to also impose that $86.25 cost of investigation to Apopka Police Department. Still going to give you 2 years to pay the total in this case to the clerk's office.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right. Yes, ma'am. You have a great day. All righty, let's knock it out. All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Antonio Hopkins.
All right, 1 second, Mr. Hopkins. What you gave me? I got started. My first person in my Raymond stack said Morales Velasquez. Medical. All right. He's represented by the public defender's office in this case.
I'll waive the appearance.
You're pleading not guilty. All right, and we're going to set him for Division 63 on the following days.
October 5th at 1 o'clock, courtroom 12C.
I have 2021 CT 747AA Morse. Going to appoint the public defender to represent him in that case. All right, we're going to set him for Division 81. Yes, I did.
October 1st at 9 o'clock, courtroom 4E.
All right, I have Robert Gillum, 2020 MM 2117AO. All right. Does he serve with his summons?
No.
Say, did you serve the summons in this case?
I don't believe it has been, Your Honor, but I know infoed the case this afternoon.
You tell you what happened?
I know infoed it.
Okay, well, then we won't do anything. Will we ROR him, or if he's gonna be ROR'd in the case? I don't think you null pros the case, you mean?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, she null pros the case. Say the Florida null pros the case. what happened to my computer here. Yep, my Odyssey just went down. 1 second. Yep, so the case should be closed. All right. Now, Mr. Hopkins. All right, and this is another case, looks like the summons was unserved. All right, sir, good afternoon. Can you tell me your name?
And Antonio Hopkins.
All right, Mr. Hopkins, you're brought before me on case 2020 MM 476AA for a charge of battery, but it looks like the state hasn't actually initiated the case properly. So I want to return the case to the state of Florida to perfect service on Mr. Hopkins.
Excuse me?
They issued a summons for your appearance. So since the form of they chose the form of issuing that case instead of getting a warrant or like it's kind of a notice to appear kind of situation, I can't start the case because you haven't actually been served with that summons. That's a piece of paper first. So it's like you weren't arrested on this case yet. So since that hasn't happened, say again?
I got an open case, another open case.
It's open technically, but it's not ongoing yet because they haven't served you with the summons yet. So, but did you want representation until that happens, or?
Yeah.
All right, I want to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Hopkins in this case, and we'll return the case to the state of Florida Perfect Service. We should know where Mr. Hopkins is because he's right there in front of us.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, have a great day, sir.
So I got two cases?
Not yet.
I'm charged on one charge, right? Misdemeanor battery?
That's what this case is about, but I don't know what your other cases is, so.
I got another case?
I'm not sure what's going on.
Did I get arrested for it?
I don't know. No, we haven't been arrested for it yet. So have a great day. And Phillips.
Medical, Your Honor.
That's 2021 MM 3787AO. Mr. Phillips going to appoint the public defender. You are represented by the public defender's office. All right, we'll set him for Division 81.
Pre-trial conference, October 1st at 9 o'clock, courtroom 4E.
I have a Tyler Scott. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Kaz Step.
Say it one more time.
Step, Kaz.
No, I haven't got Mr. Cash yet. I need Taylor Robert Scott. What happened with him? Or Tyler Robert Scott, I'm sorry. Is he not on the arraignment list though? So is he in on this trespass case or not? Is he here? Is he here?
He's here on that case.
All right. Anybody know where he is?
Give us some time to call him.
Yeah, as I was saying, we can check and get him up. Yeah.
Your Honor, could we wait? I was gonna wait.
Okay.
He has a probation.
All right. You want it's a public? Well, I'll appoint the public defender's office to. Well, I think it says previously appointed. What is that? Sorry, the PD's on this case, so you can waive his arraignment. Waiting a plea of not guilty. He was set up for Division 61.
October 18th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 6B.
All right. Now, Mr. Stepp. All right. Here we go. Mr. Stepp, you're here in case 2021 MM 241AW. And let me take a look at your case real quick. looks like you were in a similar situation as the gentleman before you. The case you're here for is 2021 MM 241AW, it's a charge of battery, but the state has not served you with the summons in this case. So I want to return this case to the state of Florida, perfect service against you. Did you want me to appoint a public defender to represent you?
I have a question. I've been in jail since the 23rd of May.
This is a totally different case. This is a totally different situation. I don't know what you're here for, but this case is a non-arrest case. It's not something that you've been arrested for. So as long as letting you know, this is something that's out there, but it's not
They brought
proper.
me paperwork here to the jail to appear here.
I'm not sure. I don't have any evidence of a return service. The state, do you have anything?
Looking, Your Honor. At this time, I can't find anything, Your Honor, but that's not saying anything.
So first step, we got to return this case to the state of Florida, perfect service. So at some point, somebody may come serve you with some paperwork at the jail here. But the state has to get that done before I can proceed on your case, okay? Did you want me, well, the question was, did you want me to appoint the public defender while we wait?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, because I'm in
All
here
right.
on two different
Wanna-
cases. I haven't-
Want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case? All right, you have a great day, sir. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Hello.
My name is William Scott Strickland.
Mr. Strickland, you're here in case 2021 MM 6352AO on charge of trespassing an occupied structure. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Ms. George, did you have a plea offer for Mr. Strickland?
No, Your Honor, we're gonna enter a plea of not guilty.
All right, I think there was already a previous plea, enter of not guilty, when before case was in the CF position. So I'll accept your plea of not guilty, and I will set you for the pretrial and trial in Division 61 on the following days.
October 18th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 6B.
All right, have a great day, Mr. Strickland.
And Winter is medical, Your Honor.
All right, James Woods.
Woods is released, Your Honor.
You say he's bonded out? So,
Wait,
it's possible.
Said Winter. Winter.
I don't have a winter. All I have is Mr. Woods is my last person. All right, can you tell me your name, sir?
James L. Woods.
Mr. Woods, you're here in case 2021 MM 5448AO on charges of you're charged by information by resisting officer without violence and possession of drug paraphernalia. Both of those are first-degree misdemeanors. Both of those are punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine each. Ms. George, did you have a plea you want to enter and have for Mr. Woods?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's offering an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, cost of investigation in the amount of $112.16 to the Orlando Police Department. I did speak to Mr. Woods. He would like to accept the state's offer and enter a plea of no contest.
So it's $112.16?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Woods, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you put your hand down, sir. Sir, you're here in that case I just talked to you about, 2021 MM 5448AO, charged with, by information with 2 counts. First one is resisting officer without violence. The second one is possession of drug paraphernalia. Both of those are punishable to 1 year in the county jail each, and each case is punishable to a $1,000 fine each. Did you, and Ms. George telling me that you want to enter a plea of no contest, is that true?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand by airing a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that Ms. George went over with you?
Yes, yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, no, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand about entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
The party stipulates on a factual basis.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
That opportunity as well to review the court case did find a factual basis contained therein. I'm going to accept the plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'll give you credit for the 40 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail to run concurrent on each case. With 40 days credit time served. The court costs in this case, cost of prosecution is $223. There's a $50 public defender application fee, a $50 public defender lien. There's a $15 paraphernalia surcharge. There's cost of investigation of $112.16 to the Orlando
Yes, Your Honor.
Police Department. I'm gonna give you 3 years from today's date to pay all those monies directly to the clerk. I'm going to give you 30 days from today's date to appeal any errors in this case, but you have to do that in writing. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. You have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, I don't have my contacts in. I don't know where they are, but I can't see you very well, and it's impairing my hearing a little bit.
Most important thing is you do is listen to what I have to say. So, sir, can you tell me your name?
Frank Dempster.
Mr. Dipster, you're here in case 2021 MM 6451AO on charge of battery. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to release you on pretrial release in this case, condition that you have no contact with the victim in this case. Give me 1 second here. I'm also going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter.
Can't quite hear him. I don't need a public.
I'm also going to seem to happen at your house, correct?
Yes.
All right. With this, it said no contact with the victim. We'll appoint a public defender to represent you. No weapons, no firearms. Any weapons or firearms you own need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Okay?
Yes.
All right. You have any questions about my orders?
Your Honor,
No.
Yes, ma'am.
can you
no
also
question.
add no drugs, no alcohol?
All right, Mr. Diss, no drugs or alcohol. You may not possess any drugs or alcohol while you're out on release in this case. Did you say, are you requesting testing?
Yes,
I'm
Your Honor.
sorry.
All right, Mr. Dipster, I'm sorry, keep calling you Mr. Dips. Mr. Dipster, conditions of your pretrial release in this case are that you to have no contact with the victim in this case.
Right.
All right?
Right.
You're not possessing any weapons or firearms while you're out in this case.
Right.
All right, any weapons or firearms you own need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
I don't own any.
Just letting you know. You may not possess any drugs or alcohol while you're out on release in this case that you don't have a valid prescription for.
Okay.
You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing through pretrial release. You understand? All right, have a great day, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Full name is David Keith Everett.
Mr. Everett, you're here in two matters. The first one being 2021 MM 6432AO on charge of resisting officer without violence. You're also here in case 2021 MO 10604AO. Sorry, 2021 MO 1060AO on charges of camping and being in a park after hours or permitted to be in the park. Those two are city ordinance violations. The city of Orlando in that case is offering you a withhold adjudication of guilt and court costs if you want to resolve that case. Did you want to do that today?
Yes, correct. It's very minute,
Okay.
I have to take care of it immediately.
All right. And state, did you have an offer as to resisting officer without violence case?
Adjudication of guilt and credit time served, Your Honor.
All right? So, and in the other cases, the state of Florida is offering you an adjudication of guilt, credit time served. Did you want to take that offer from the state of Florida?
Correct.
All right?
Correct, yeah.
Can you raise, well, let me talk to him while you're doing that. Let me raise your right hand and be sworn in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Correct. Correct.
All right? You put your hand down. You put your hand down. All right? In the first case you're facing, 2021 MM 6432 AO, that's a charge of resisting officer without violence. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. In your other case, the city ordinance violation, 2021 MO 1060 AO, charged with camping and being in the park after hours. Both of those are second-degree misdemeanors. Both of those are punishable to 60 days in the Orange County Jail each and a $500 fine each. Do you understand that?
Correct.
Do you want to enter pleas of guilty or no contest to resolve both these cases?
I'd like to represent myself.
No, do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest?
Oh, guilty. I guess I wasn't really sure what you were saying, but yeah, I'd rather in the plea of
Well, I'll explain it to you.
a plea of guilt.
Okay, guilty saying I did it. You gotta cover your face. Cover your face. There you go. Guilty of saying I did it. No contest saying I necessarily don't agree with the facts, but I want to resolve my case. So that's your two options, guilty or no contest. Which one would you like to enter?
I mean, I guess no contest. People are really
Okay.
sleeping in the park.
All right. You understand my entering a plea of no contest, you're gonna waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you in each case.
Can I ask a question? What is the outcome of me, whether if I choose no contest or guilty?
It's gonna be the same.
Okay.
All right, but do you understand that all the rights you're gonna give away by entering a plea in this case?
Yeah, I'll do the no contest. 'Cause there
Okay.
might be something there that maybe.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
Do you understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation?
I'm a U.S. citizen, legal U.S. citizen.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit in both cases. Going to find a factual basis in both cases for your plea. Going to, in 2021, MM 6432 AO, going to adjudicate you guilty as to that charge. I'm going to give you credit for 2 days in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs in that case are $223. And cost of prosecution in that case, court cost of prosecution of $223. As to your misdemeanor, city ordinance case, 2021 MO 1060 AO. In that case, going to withhold adjudication of guilt in both counts. Going to give you credit for 2 days in Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. To run concurrent in that case, and to run concurrent with 2021 MM 6432 AO. Court costs in that case are $223. We'll combine both these cases for payment. We'll give you 3 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You got 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Oh, I gotta sign this thing. Sign. This sign.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name? Oh, you gotta speak up.
Harry Mavronis.
All right, sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 6442 AO on charge of trespass on property after warning. Did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. State was an offer that you wanted to present today.
Adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the 7-Eleven located at 938 West Colonial Drive.
All right, sir, did you want to take that offer from the state of Florida?
Yes.
You gotta speak up.
Yes, sir.
All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're gonna give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can put your hand down, sir. Sir, you're here in that case, 2021 MM 6442 AO on charge of trespass after warning. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea forms in front of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
So fly in here. Sorry. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Nope.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge, give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs, the cost of prosecution in this case are $223. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning.
There you go. Oh, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Carrie Santal.
What happened to Javier? Okay. All right, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Javier Pastorina in case 2021 MM 6456 AO. Did you want to try to bring him back tomorrow? All right. All right, we'll see if he's doing better tomorrow. We'll reset him for tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, I'm appointing the public defender to represent him. I did. At their request, we'll try to talk to him tomorrow. All right. Sorry, sir. Tell me your name one more time.
Carrie Santal.
All right, you got to keep your face covered.
Carrie Santal.
All right, Mr. Santel, you're here in case 2021 MM 6452 AO on charge of trespass in an occupied conveyance and resisting officer without violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. They was an offer to resolve Mr. Santel's case.
Adjudication of guilt and credit time served.
All right. All right, Mr. Santel, you're here in case 2000. You want to take the offer from the state of Florida?
No.
You say you do or don't?
What offer?
Adjudication of guilt, credit time served is the offer.
Yes.
All right, can you raise your right hand?
Time served?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, put your hand down. Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 6452 AO on charge of trespass and occupied conveyance and resisting officer without violence. Both of those are first-degree misdemeanors. Both of those are punishable to 1 year in the county jail each and a $1,000 fine each. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest? You're going to waive all the rights outlined on this plea forms in front of you.
Yes, sir.
All right, you got to pull your mask above your nose if you could, please. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
You thinking about it?
Huh?
Have you or?
ADHD, ADD.
All right, are you supposed to be taking medications for your ADHD?
No.
All right. All right, is there any of those, is your ADHD affecting your ability to understand what's going on today?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness? So, sorry. And now I'm going crazy. You understand, if you're not a United States citizen, this plea could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
All right, I did have opportunity to review a charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge, give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. You run concurrent on each count. Give you 1 year to pay the $223 in court costs and costs of prosecution directly to the clerk. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment sentence in writing. All right, Mr. Santel, I'm seeing you a little bit, quite often this summer. I don't know what's going on with you. Don't know what's happening in your life, what's causing you to now come into contact with law enforcement on a regular basis. But I've seen you. I personally have seen you now. This is like the third time this summer. So.
Oh, you see me?
No, I seen you in my courtroom.
Oh, okay.
For like this prostitution charge, for this petty theft charge, and now for this charge. So I don't know what's going on, but you know, if you need some help, you gotta find it. Get it.
Gotta find it.
All right. Have a great day.
Ms. Chamber, refuse, Your Honor.
All right. All right, this case 2021 MM 6447 AO. That is Sharper. We're going to appoint a public defender to represent her. All right, we'll try to reset her for tomorrow afternoon. See if she's feeling a little better to talk to us. All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
John Barnes.
Mr. Barnes, you're here in case 2020 MO1220 AO on a charge, a failure to appear on that case. Bond in your case is $250. Anybody talk to the city attorney?
I did not, Your Honor. I had made an offer of adjudication of guilt and credit time served.
All right, Mr. Barnes, you want to accept the city's offer of adjudication of guilt, credit time served?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
I can put your hand down. Sir, you're here in case 2020 MO1220 AO. The underlying charge is disorderly conduct. Let me check, make sure. Oh, sorry. It's an underlying charge of resisting officer without violence. That's a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable to 60 days in the Orange County Jail and a $500 fine. You understand?
That's not what I'm here for.
It says here. Let me check and make sure.
No, yeah, I'm here on,
The city ordinance violation. Yeah, I saw. I mean, I'm looking at this. Let me pull up his. Disorderly conduct. I don't. All right, let's say disorderly conduct because that's what he was actually arrested for. I don't know. Did they file something else?
I believe they filed an information.
Let me see. The information.
you today. You told me.
All right. Okay. So there was information filed by the city of Orlando, changing your charge from disorderly conduct to resisting officer without violence.
Oh, I already have been to court for that.
Yep. That's what we're here for today.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yep. That's what we're here for today. All right. You're saying this with, like, you're going to enter a plea in that case to resolve the case, right?
Yes.
All right. What plea you want to enter, like, Ms. George, what plea you want to enter on behalf of your client?
No contest, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Barnes, you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you can waive all the rights on the plea form that Ms. George went over with you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir, I understand, sir.
All right, sir, I did have opportunity to review your charging affidavit in this case, and did the party stipulate to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
So stipulate.
I'm going to find a factual basis, find your plea of no contest is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge, give you credit for the
4 days.
4 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 4 days credit time served. There's court costs in this case of $223. There's a $10 filing fee. There's a $50 public defender application fee and a $50 public defender assistance fee. All those costs we due to the clerk within 2 years of today's date. All right, so I'm gonna give you 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. All right, you have a great day.
Good, thank you, sir.
All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good afternoon, Damian Horan.
Mr. Horan, you're here in case 2016 MM 4499AO for failure to appear warrant. The judge in that case set your bond amount $10,000. What looks like the state and the PD worked out a deal.
An adjudication of guilt, credit time served, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Horan, did you want to accept that offer? Horan, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Or you can put your hand down. Mr. Horan, you're here in 2016 MM 4499AO on charge of petty theft as a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the Orange County Jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter Ms. George, what plea do you want to enter on behalf of your client?
No contest, Your Honor.
Mr. Horan, do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you can waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that Ms. George went over with you?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, medical? You understand that the conviction in this case can be used against you at a later date to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony?
No, sir. No drugs, alcohol.
All right, no. Do you understand that
Sorry.
the sentence that, like, if this conviction can be used against you at a later date to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony?
I understand.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
I'm a citizen. So.
Yeah, I just had to warn everybody.
Okay.
Do the parties stipulate to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
I had an opportunity to review the court file as well in this case. I did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept the plea of no contest, find the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge, give you credit for the
2 days.
2 days that you spent in Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $223. There's a $50 public defender application fee and a $50 public defender lien. You said it was cost of investigation?
No, I didn't.
Okay, sorry. I want to make sure. All right, sir, I'm going to give you 1 year from today's, 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. Do you understand?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Eddie Prince.
Yeah, when you.
Yeah, you grab the print card? Give me that. You grab the print card. There we go. Thank you. One moment, man. What happened to Jordan Trent? I have Jordan Trent as my next person.
What's the booking number?
What is it? I'll give you 2 things then? Oh, sorry. Oh, there you go. I'm sorry. There you go. Papers got stuck together. Apologize. All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Carol Massey.
All right. Ms. Massey, you're here in case 2020 MM167AW for a failure to appear warrant. The judge in this case set your bond in the amount of $250. But it looks like that you and the state have something worked out.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor, the state's offering an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, the impulse control class within 60 days, cost of investigation of $94.74 to Ocoee Police Department.
9474?
Yes, Your Honor.
No return.
Oh, sorry. No return to
Walmart.
Walmart, Your Honor, sorry.
All right, Ms. Massey, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, put your hand down. Ma'am, we here in case 2020 MM 167AW on a charge of petty theft. That's a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that? Ms. Georgia, plea you want to enter on behalf of your client.
No contest, Your Honor.
Ms. Massey, you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you can waive all the rights outlined on this plea form that's in front of you.
Yes.
You understand that this conviction at a later date can be used to enhance your sentencing up to a third-degree felony if you're convicted for another petty theft?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Bipolar.
All right. Are you suffering from the symptoms of your bipolar disorder right now?
No.
Okay.
No.
Are you taking any medications for your bipolar disorder?
Yes.
What are those medications?
Lithium, Latuda.
All right. Do those medications help you understand the world around you?
Yeah.
All right. Does it keep your mania under control?
Yes.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now in the past, goodness. Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you into this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes.
All right, the party stipulates a factual basis.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I have an opportunity to review your court file, so I did find a factual basis contained therein. I wanted to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge, give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $223. There's a $50 public defender application fee and a $50 public defender lien. There's $94.74 to the Coley Police Department. Court's going to order that you complete an impulse control class within 60 days of today's date. You're not to return to the Walmart where this incident happened. I'm going to give you 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yep, good. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jordan DeAndre Trent.
Mr. Trent, you're here in case 2021 MO1062AO on charge of open container. Did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. But the city of Orlando is offering you a withhold adjudication of guilt and court costs if you want to resolve your case today. Can you hear you?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, put your hand down. All right, sir, you're here for that open container charge. It's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable to 60 days in the Orange County Jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to plea of guilty or no contest to resolve your case?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
I can't hear you.
No, Your Honor.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
That opportunity to review a charging affidavit, so I did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to withhold adjudication of guilt, give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs, in this case, of $223. I give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. Not going to take any action on your out on bond cases. You have a great day, sir.
Are you too, Judge?
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Your name.
What's your name?
My name is Darius Osteen.
Mr. Osteen, you're here in three matters. The first one, 2021 CT 6321AO on a charge of false reports. You're also here in case 2021 CT 6332AO on a charge of driver license suspended. Both those cases did find probable cause for your arrest as to that case. You also have a failure to appear in case 2021 CT 3272AO. The judge set your bond amount of $2,000. All right.
Your Honor, there is an offer. However, the client wanted to say something. Can I have a second? Your Honor, I did speak with the state. They're offering a withhold of adjudication credit time served to resolve both cases today. I also went over the fact that driving while license suspended is an enhanceable offense with Mr. Osteen, and he wants to accept the state's offer here today.
So he's gonna withhold on both cases? He has two driver license suspended cases. He had picked up one, failed to appear on it, then picked up another one, then lied about who he was. So why am I withholding in both cases?
He's disputing the false report allegation, Your Honor. However, he wants to resolve the case today.
All right, so raise your right hand this morning. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hand down. All right, sir, you're here in 2021 CT 6321AO for charge of false reports, and 2021 CT 6332AO on charge of driver license suspended. And you're also here in case 2021 CT 3272AO, another charge of driver license suspended. All those, I believe, are second-degree misdemeanors. All those are punishable by 60 days in Orange County Jail each and a $500 fine each. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Do you want to plead guilty or no contest to resolve these cases?
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you can waive all the rights outlined on the plea forms that are in front of you?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, medication?
No, I am not.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
Yes.
Somebody's forced you to do this?
Oh, no. I thought you said, did I hear you?
No. Do you understand if you're not a United States citizen, entering this plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes.
All right. I had the opportunity to review your court files in these cases, did find a factual basis contained in each case. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. As to 2021 CT 6321AO, I'm going to withhold adjudication and guilt, give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served. In 2021 CT 63322AO, in that case, going to withhold adjudication and guilt, give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served to run concurrent with 6321. In 2021 CT 3272AO, I'm going to withhold adjudication of guilt, give them credit for the
2 days.
2 days that you spent in Orange County Jail, with 2 days credit time served to run concurrent with 6332 and 6321. Court costs in each one of these cases, or cost of prosecution, is $301. I'm going to give you 3 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full in each case. I'm going to combine the cost for the cases for payment. I'll give you 30 days. You have 30 days in each case to appeal any errors in that case, but you have to do it in writing. All right, have a great day, sir.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Quintet bonded?
Atlin? Oh, what's the first person you said bonded?
Eleanor Quintet.
I didn't have that. I had Superset and then I had Atlin.
Superset bonded and Atlantic behaviors.
2021 CF 12298 AO. I'm appointed public defender to represent Mr. Adlin.
I'll wait to hear your turn.
All right. All right, they reviewed charging affidavit in his case, did find probable cause for his arrest.
Which one?
Gonna set his, is this St. Martin he's from, like the country?
What happened?
He says he's going back with, like, I'm looking at the sheet, it says he's going back to his family to St. Martin. But I'm trying to say, is that the country? Yep, St. Martin. All right, I'm gonna set his bond in this case in amount of $5,000, condition of his bond, that he had no contact with the victim, not possessing any weapons or firearms, any weapons or firearms he has, and he returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. He also may not return to the scene of the location, also must surrender his passport before bonding out.
He also has an immigration hold, Your Honor.
All right, and, well, I'm not here to inform him of that, so. Well, I mean, he has an immigration hold, but ICE has to talk to him, so. Yeah, I can say it, but,
He has to be reset to come back to hear that?
say again?
He needs to be reset?
No, he has never reset. I mean, we do that, but I haven't found anywhere in the law that says I have to advise him that he's being held for immigration customs enforcement.
No, that's actually not what it was.
There's nothing in our criminal rules, criminal procedure. There's no, I haven't read a federal case yet. I haven't, you know, if you could find it, share it with me. I'm open to learning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, he's gonna get a.
Actually, there's a bunch of cases that say the exact opposite. They say I can't hold him for immigration and customs enforcement as like purposes unless they actually come get him in a reasonable time, which they determine which would be like almost 48 hours, so.
All right.
That's something with the U.S. government, not with me. All right, good morning. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Brandon Bevel. Brandon Bevel.
Mr. Bevel, you're here in two matters. The first one being 2021 CF 12294 AO on charge of possession of methamphetamine and resisting officer without violence. You're also here on charge of reckless driving in case 2021 CT 6324 AO. They reviewed the charging affidavits in your cases, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in your possession of methamphetamine case, amount of $1,000 and $100. And in your reckless driving case, going to set your bond in amount of $150. Conditions of your bonds that you not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You are subject to random drug and alcohol testing. You also may not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. Want to appoint the public defender to represent him. Yes, ma'am.
Are you gonna place him on pretrial? Because he's out of state.
Does he qualify? Somebody tell me he doesn't qualify.
I mean, they stated that he did.
Yeah, I see it now. All right, so you'll be subject to pretrial release in both cases. Condition your pretrial release, no drugs or alcohol. You'll be subject to random drug testing. You're allowed to return to Tennessee. Is that correct? You going back to Tennessee, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're allowed to return to Tennessee. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Lawrence Boyd.
Mr. Boyd, you're here in case 2021 CF 94640 on a charge of fleeing intent to elude law enforcement with lights and sirens activated and reckless driving. and no valid driver's license. Did the judge sign a warrant in this case, if I remember correctly? Okay, that's why I couldn't find his probation case, because it's 8645, not 40. All right, give me 1 second. Mr. Boyd.
Sir.
Oh, on that probation case, Your Honor, he was remanded on that already.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna take a look at it, because I was looking for it, because the case number listed at the top here is the wrong case number. All right. As to your new case, 2021 CF 9464, I'm gonna say your bonds are set in your warrant at $2,500 on count one, 500 and 500. Condition of those bonds, you cannot operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. And you say he's already on no bond as the violation, or is that we're seeing him later?
Yeah, he's already on a no bond. Well, he was remanded, so he's serving.
Yes.
He was sentenced.
Oh, you were sentenced on a violation.
No, ma'am. It's just, I violated, I bonded out on the VOP. But when I came to my violation hearing status, he said that I wasn't supposed to be out on bond, so he just remanded me.
Okay.
I go to my VOP hearing on October 5th.
All right. Okay, here it is. All right. So I don't have any action, don't have to take any action as to this violation probation case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in your new case. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir.
Uncle, it's mental health, Your Honor.
You said, well, Mr. Bronco? All right, it's case 2021 CF 12322AO. Mr. Bronco, going to appoint the public defender to represent him. All right, going to did find probable cause for his arrest as to the charges, burglary of structure in count 1 and 2, attempted burglary of a conveyance in counts 3, 4, and 5, and burglary of conveyance in count 6, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to set his bond in count 1, amount of $3,500. Going to be, and the remaining counts will be $150. Condition of the bond: no contact with any victims or witnesses, no return to the scene, may not possess any weapons or firearms, and weapons or firearms he has needs to return to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. He was out on ROR in case 2021 CF 6781AO. Of course, we're going to revoke that ROR, set bond at no bond in that case. Going to appoint the public, as I already appointed the public defender to represent him in those cases, his new case. And he already has a public defender on the old case. All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Carlos Delgado.
Mr. Delgado, you're here in case 2021 CF 12321AO on charges of possession intent to sell and deliver cannabis with a weapon, carrying a concealed firearm, escape, resisting officer without violence, possession of cannabis, attempted to sell and deliver cannabis, and possession of drug paraphernalia with intent to sell and deliver. And Ms. George is standing here, so you got to tell me something.
Yes, Your Honor. As far as the escape charge, the officer stated he charged my client with escape due to the fact that he moved the cuffs from the back to the front. I would argue no PC, stating he never left police custody. moving his cuffs from front to back, I would argue is not an escape. In addition, the attempted sale or delivery of cannabis, I would argue no PC. Nothing in the arrest affidavit states that he saw my client attempting to sell anything to anyone. They found all the items in the vehicle, but there's no indication that he was in the process of making a sale.
State.
Your Honor, with regard to the escape, I will acknowledge that the defendant never left custody, but he did attempt to. It was an attempt when he moved the handcuffs from the front to the back, and then he was banging those handcuffs on the window, Your Honor. It seems as though he was trying to break them so that he could leave. So I would say it's an attempted escape. With regard to the attempted sale and delivery, I didn't see that either.
Right. That's an escape. Escape is just like petty theft. It encompasses both the attempt and the actual full act. I think there's enough overt action here to say escape. I think there's a case out there, but just the movement of the handcuffs itself, then the court said, yeah, that wasn't enough. That was I think it was a third or second DCA case.
Okay.
But the furtherance action of trying to like get out of the car, then somebody believed he was trying to attempt to escape. All right, but I'll do this. In count one, I'm going to say the bond amount of $15,000. Count two, 150. Count three, 2,000. Count four, 100. Count five, 100. ROR on count six, and count seven, 150. Condition of the bond, no weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms he has need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of the release. He may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I want to appoint the public defender representative, Mr. Delgado. You have a great day, sir. All right. Got to know, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Alicia Gornell.
Mr. Gornell, sorry, say your name.
Alicia Gornell.
All right, Ms. Gornell, I think you're arrested under the name of Cassandra Anderson. It's 2021 CF 12314AO. We got some add-on charges here. First one, that charge being given false information adversely affecting another. And in 2021 CF 12315AO, charge of driving on the license suspended. Did find probable cause in both cases for your arrest. In 2021 CF 12314AO, going to set your bond amount $2,500. In 2021 CF 12315AO, driving license suspended as a habitual traffic offender. Going to stay your bond in that case about $2,500. Condition of the bond, not allowed to possess any person's identification except your own in both cases. You're not allowed to operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license in both cases. You may not possess any drugs, alcohol without a valid prescription in both cases. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you in each case. You have a great day, ma'am.
Can I ask a question?
Yes. When I talk to Ms. George first, because everything you tell me is on the record.
I just want to know.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Reginald Montree Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, you're here in case 2021 CF 12299AO on a warrant issued by a judge for the charges of petty theft with two prior theft convictions. The judge found a probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond amount $2,500. Condition is you no return to any target and not have any contact with any victims or witnesses from that case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, Yes, sir.
All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jonathan Prescott.
Mr. Prescott, you're here in case 2021 MM 6444 AO on charge of petty theft. Did review the charging affidavit in that case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in that case amount of $1,000. Condition of bond, no contact with victims or witnesses. No return to the scene of the location. You're also here in case 2021 CF 11968 on a warrant signed by a judge finding probable cause for the charges of dealing in stolen property, petty theft of $100 or more, and criminal mischief of less than $200. Judge sets your bond in count one amount of $5,000, count two $500, and count three $100. Condition of the bond in that case, no return to the scene of the location, no contact with any victims or witnesses from that case. You may not enter any pawn shops. You may not engage in any secondhand pawn transactions while you're out on release in either one of these, in this case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in both cases. You have a great day, sir. All right, good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Good afternoon, Horatio Reyes.
Ms. Reyes, you're here in case 2021 CF 12316 AO on charge of aggravated assault with a firearm. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $2,000. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You'd have no contact with the victim in this case, not to return to the scene, the location where this incident happened. You may not have any contact with any witnesses from this case. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Luis Ferdinand Rodriguez.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, you're here in case 2021 CF 12307 AO. We were arrested for on a warrant on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Judge found a probable cause for your arrest in that case. Going to set your bond in that case in the amount of, oh, 1 second. Ms. Davis, he says his community contacts the reason why he doesn't qualify. Sir, are you staying at this Concord Street address?
Yes, sir.
Well, you got somewhere else you can stay.
Not currently, no. I was just getting evicted. I was looking for apartments. Of course.
You can't go back there because that's where, or that you don't return there.
I was never read my Miranda rights.
Well, because you were just arrested, so, but, do you have an apartment number that you're supposed to?
201.
Are you still living at that apartment?
Yes, sir. I'm the only one who lives there. I get section.
All right. Sorry, Ms. Davis, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, no, I mean, is that the place you say he's not gonna,
He says he's going, like, when are you planning, when do you have to leave 201?
you say you're getting evicted?
I was, but that's not why I was getting evicted.
Well,
excuse me, sir?
well, the question is, if you've been, are you in the process of being evicted? When is your out date is the question that I have for you, when you have to leave.
I have no idea. They never informed me.
So have you been to court for an eviction?
No, I haven't, sir.
So you had any paperwork from a court?
I have paperwork, but I've never been to court. They never informed me a court date or when I was supposed to be there. I'm actually probably into a lawsuit. Section 8 is still paying for my rent, so.
All right. Sorry, Mr. What are you thinking? No? All right. Mr. Rodriguez is going to set your bond in this case in an amount of $3,000, conditioning the bond, that you have no contact with the victim in this case. It seemed to have happened at your apartment, so I'm going to leave the no return. I'm not going to order a not return, but you're not possessing any weapons or firearms. Your weapons or firearms need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jonathan Soto.
Soto, you're here in case 2021 MM 6449 AO on charge of false information, and 2021 MM 6449 AO on charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. Did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. State Representative offer to resolve these cases?
No, Your Honor.
Right. And you're also arrested. I want to set your bond to count one, an amount of $500, count two, $100. Condition of bond, no drugs, alcohol without a valid prescription. You're also here in 2018 CF 16959 AO for a failure to appear warrant. Judge in that case set your bond at no bond. Your bond's going to remain at no bond in that case. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in your new case. You have a great day, sir. So I think I'll appoint a public defender to represent you in both cases. I'm not sure you're represented by the public defender's office in the other case.
So what does that mean?
Okay. I'm giving you an attorney in both your cases.
Okay.
All right, have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ryan Waller.
Mr. Waller, are you here in case 2021 CF 2215 AO on charge of trafficking in 200 grams or more of MDMA? Looks like this case is already reviewed by a judge, did find probable cause for your arrest. Looks like you already had a bond reduction motion granted. Bond is $5,000. The bond's gonna remain as set. You have a great day, sir.